Hey guys, this is Moriarty, and today I've got with me,
Big K from LittleBIG Gamers.
and today we're taking a look at Conan Exiles, which we received from the developer. We're not allowed to give you a proper review. That's in the embargo that we got. I think it's kind of silly considering that you can just go ahead and buy the game. But hey, rules are rules. So this particular game is most easily described as Rust meets Ark meets bigger penises.
Absolutely, endowment power.
A whole lot has been made of the fact that this game has endowment sliders where you can choose to make either the smallest or the biggest penis or gigantic breasts or tiny breasts. You will see that 99% of the people that are running around in this world have the biggest penis, the biggest breasts. That's really all you see. You don't see a whole lot of tiny, small penised guys running around, and you don't see a whole lot of flat-chested women either.
Of course, I mean, why would you use the slider and put it to the minimum when you can be a monstrous endowed person running around naked?
It's a little ridiculous. Every single person you see is this same sort of ultra chiseled, super muscular, giant dicked man. That's just not what I expect the entire world to look like. It makes me really appreciate the fact that Rust made the penis sizes completely randomized.
Yeah.
As far as the gameplay, though, it is unforgiving. This is Rust. It is Ark. It's a combination of those two things. It is incredibly unforgiving. Every AI you meet, even in the beginning, will very easily take your health down by half or more. If you meet other human NPCs, they're going to completely wreck your day. They have weapons, they have armor, and even if they're just a low-level dude with a spear, the spears are much more powerful than fists. So it's definitely unforgiving. You can go around, you can collect everything, you can build it, you can set up your stuff, and your levels do keep with your character regardless, but you lose all the stuff you have if you die. So it's very much Rust-like in that.
Yeah, I see a lot of similarities to Ark as well. Something that I notice is that the crafting appears to be slow as heck. Like, usually when you do play a survival or crafting game, when you craft a weapon or a piece of clothing, it's pretty much it's instant. Now it seems to be like queued up and taking a long time. How do you feel about that?
I'm not a fan of it, but I understand where it comes from because I've played Eve before. This is from a company that makes MMOs. This is the same company that made Anarchy Online and The Secret World.
Oh, okay, that explains it.
To be quite frank, the game feels a little bit like a cash grab.
Right.
It's a good game. It's a good interpretation of Rust, and I mean, it's not going to be in early access for 17 years like Rust. It doesn't bring anything particularly new to the table. A little bit harsher than those worlds, because there are so many early level bad guys who are more than happy to just stab you. I think in the first hour that I played, I lost my character 3 or 4 times. The survival part of it is very important. You have to be eating, you have to be drinking, you have to really pay attention to that kind of stuff. Even though finding water in and of itself isn't that difficult, if you don't go looking for those things right away, you're going to suddenly die of thirst. And you just keel over as soon as it happens. It's like, you're dying of thirst.
Yeah, it's not giving you any time to go and find something. You need to be prepared, it appears.
It's definitely a game that you're going to play a couple times. You're going to die more than a few times before you figure out anything at all. Thankfully, your levels do persist with the character, which is fantastic. That's something that these kind of games absolutely have to have, otherwise there's just no reason to play.
Is there any ties to the plot of Conan? Is it like a prequel? Is it in between? Because I know there's a few movies. Does it have any ties?
It takes place in the same universe, and that is all that I know about the plot. It's still in early beta, and they don't really tell you a whole lot. Since it is very Rust Ark-like, you just kind of go out and do your thing. There's not quests or anything like that. There are NPC enemy zones, and those zones will lead you to tougher and tougher bad guys, but as far as I've been able to see, there's no plot there.
It's open world survival, very similar to Rust and Ark, so I'm assuming there's some base building features as well?
There's base building, things like that, but I'm not comparing it to Rust and Ark just because of it. It is Rust, it is Ark. There's not a lot of story. It's an open world survival game where you can get together with your clan and build big badass bases, and you can go to war against each other.
It's funny because we speak of Rust, we speak of Ark, and I played Ark a little bit. I not too extensively, because one thing I'm looking in games for is simply having at least something to stand up, like a plot, so a sense of direction. I don't want this to be completely linear, where I don't have any choices. I love the open world concepts, but the fact that there's absolutely nothing to drive me to progress other than, oh, well, you can, salvage stuff and build bases and raid other players, but there's no purpose, I seem to lose interest really, really quickly.
Yeah, I think this is a great game for people who are already interested in the quote-unquote early access survival genre. And I hate to have to add early access to that, but let's face it, when it comes to these type of games, they're all early access, and they always stay early access. Hopefully this will be the first one that doesn't stay in early access. Now, the map's really big, and it is very pretty, and there's a lot of cool stuff in it, but if you're not prepared to spend 20-30 hours to find it,
right,
and you have to take control of people and literally enslave NPCs and force them to work for you as slaves. It's got a lot of interesting stuff there. It's just not enough yet. I'd like to see them do some more. I want them to show me what their long-term plan is for the game. I haven't seen much in the game of a long-term plan other than just, hey guys, it's another early access survival game. Go have fun. So there you go, guys. That's Conan Exiles. If you like it, like it. If you don't like it, don't like it. Be sure to let us know what you think. Do you think this is too much like Ark and like Rust, or did you find something different? Have you played a lot of it and you're thinking I'm completely wrong after my measly several hours? Let me know in the comments below. I want to thank Big K for coming along with me.
Thanks for having me.
And we'll see you on the next one.
Ka-chow.